Hey, what's up everybody? It's Mark. We are 1 week into the new year right now. I know a lot of you made New Year's resolutions to get fit, stay in shape. So today I'm going to give you some tips on how to stick to your New Year's resolution. So yeah, everybody makes the New Year's goal to get in shape, to get healthy, but very few people stick to those goals. Why? Well, there's many reasons, but my objective of this video is to give you some tips and pointers of how that won't happen to you. So if you follow these tips, you will stick to your New Year's resolution throughout the year. Track your progress, tip 1. So a lot of people, they'll start a workout routine and a couple weeks will go by and they think, I haven't made any progress. This sucks. I'm giving up. I quit. When in fact, that person actually has been making progress. They just don't see it because the results don't come immediately. So if you write down your workouts, the exercises you did, the weights you did, how much time it took you to complete that, and if you check your weight every day and you take pictures of yourself on like a weekly basis, then you can compare that each week as you go along. And even if it's just the slightest improvement, that adds up over time. Remember, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And so don't get discouraged if you think you're not making progress, because you actually are. If you keep track of it, you'll notice that. Next tip is to have a support team. This one's really going to help you out. If you have like a friend who is committed with you to doing it, then you two can feed off of each other. You can encourage each other. You can help each other out. And the friend doesn't even have to be somebody who's right there with you that trains. You know, a lot of times I work out by myself, but there's always places online. There's different websites, forums you can write on and just encourage each other. On Facebook, you can even in the comments with my videos encourage each other to stick with your routines and your workout plans. And that's really going to help you stay focused and keep the motivation, because you're not in this alone. There's other people that are doing it with you. Always stay committed. So you want to set your mind to it and you want to stick with it. You want to keep that commitment and remember why you're doing this and the people you're doing it for. Maybe you want to get healthy so that you can live a long time to stay with your family, or maybe you want to look good for the beach this summer, or maybe you have a trip coming up that you want to look good for. I would put pictures of, you know, things on the fridge before you go into it, just to keep yourself committed, just to keep yourself in check, and just have that goal in mind, and don't lose sight of the reasons why you're doing this and why you wanted to do this in the first place. Don't ever feel like a failure. Okay, as I touched on earlier, a lot of people give up on their workout routine and their goals because they feel like a failure. They expect immediate results and it doesn't happen overnight. But that is not the case. You're not a failure. If you don't see results immediately, you're still doing something good for your body. It's still healthy to go to the gym. If your goal is to build muscle and you're not seeing that in a couple weeks, just remember, you're still strengthening your bones, you're strengthening the tendons. Everything is still good for your body. You're helping your heart, you're doing the exercises. So you're not a failure. As long as you make it to the gym and you try to eat healthy and you stick to it, you're not a failure. And, you know, as I said earlier, this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So, you know, it's the little progress that adds up over time. That's what's going to make the biggest differences. I have people sometimes, they say like, oh, I only put on 5 pounds of muscle this year. So they look at that as a failure. I try to explain to them, no, that's the farthest from the truth. Because if you stick at that pace, if you're putting on 5 pounds of muscle, which doesn't seem like a lot, but 10 years from now, that's 50 pounds of muscle. And that's a huge difference. Like a person who weighs 150 pounds to a person that weighs 200 pounds of muscle, that's a huge difference. So just stick with it and don't ever feel like, just because you haven't seen results right away, that there's not things happening, underneath you. There's always something going on, behind closed doors, and you're working towards that goal. So you're not a failure no matter what. And you have to get out of that mindset that you've failed just because you haven't seen results right away. The last thing I want to mention is that you should be having fun. And that really is the case, This should be fun. This should not be something that you dread going to do, because if you're not, that's why a lot of people quit, because they don't enjoy their workouts, and so they give up on it. When you're a little kid, you go outside and play and you have fun, and you're having exercise at the same time. So it's the same as when you're an adult. It should be a fun thing. So a lot of personal trainers and stuff, they come up with these exercises. I see them doing with people, and it does look miserable to do, but maybe they're trying to sell them on some kind of training protocol. You don't need to do all this crazy stuff that's not fun. I know walking on the treadmill might be boring, but you might have more fun if you do cardio playing tennis, or there's all these different kinds of ways that you can get your workout in. So do something that works for you. Do something that you're happy to do, and don't feel like just because one person exercises a certain way that you don't enjoy, that you're not going to get the results. Find a workout plan that you can stick with, that's going to be fun for you. Maybe you're the type of person who likes to do the machines, and you like to go through it without resting in between each exercise. So that'll be your plan. But maybe your friend trains a different way. So you want to do what's going to be fun, because if it's not fun, you're not going to do it. So always make sure that you're enjoying your workouts, because that's the most important part. If you like going on a hike outside, make that your exercise. So there really is something for everybody in the fitness world. There's something that everybody can do, and everybody can always get in shape and get healthy. There's no stopping you. And I hope that these tips have helped. I hope that you can stick with your resolutions. If you need any encouragement, if you need any advice, I'm always here. You can write something in the comments. You can write to me, and I will get back to you. And I just want to thank you for watching my video, and I wish everybody a safe and a happy new year. And thank you for being on my channel.